Corporate America, the good old 9 to 5, smiles and urgency. What if your 9 to 5 job became a prison? To be honest, it is already, am I right? But I'm talking about a literal prison. In the mill, we see this metaphor shown to us. It spotlights the 9 to 5 grind, quite literally, into a life or death situation. It's a psych thriller that mirrors burnout, surveillance, and pressure employees feel today, but more disturbing. The mill holds a mirror to toxic work culture, hustle obsession, and the illusion of choice in modern employment. This is Cinema Conspiracy Corner. I'm your favorite yapper, Akira Ninks. These are my opinions, thoughts, and conspiracies. Let's get into the mill. So, Joe, an employee of Mallard Corp., wakes up in a strange courtyard. He is tasked with pushing a millstone to meet a daily quota. I don't want to spoil too much, but I don't really. It shouldn't be too many spoilers in here. You can watch this and still go watch the movie. So, yeah, let's get into it. At first, it's not much known about the company Mallard. Later, we see Mallard is a very large company with food products, technology, and company towns. Don't this company sound familiar? So let's get into the grind, literally. These workers are supposed to turn this mill and meet a quota, but Joe does. But once Joe does meet his quota, it gets hired. Your good isn't good enough. I work in I personally work in corporate America, and I believe the harder you work, the more work they give you. It's not a joke. And they expect you to do more, which is crazy. They want you to work hard and then to later burn you out. And I experienced this in retail and all the jobs I had, honestly, which tends to cause burnout. I'm experiencing this actually right now, and including that I've always been in survivor mode since I jump off the porch. I'm so tired. Like, for real, I'm burnt out. I don't want to work. Like, for real. They piling all this work on me right now because of their system problems. Like, what the flock? And now it's urgent for me to get this work done. Get caught up right now. Do your work. Like, chill out, bro. It's going to get done. I keep seeing also in the media, mainly Tiki Talkie, I keep seeing that corporate America is tied to white supremacy. Capitalism was built on stolen labor and land. The indigenous people provided the original capital. Many major corporations, such as banks, railroads, and insurance companies, profited directly from this. These institutions are all still around today. White people dominate in leadership roles, and we all know these companies barely want to pass out some money. My job just want to promote me to salary just so I can work more. Salary is a fucking joke. They pay you a base pay and they expect you to do more work. And what about some raises? They talk about merit raises, but since the years I've been at my company, I barely seen merit raises. Probably once. Okay. Corporate America demands us people of color to assimilate, changing our hair and dialect. I personally struggle with that. I use AAV all the time and I cuss a bunch. I work from home though, but I choose to be quiet and I don't really interact with a lot of my coworkers. They don't like when you don't want to interact with them. One of my friends actually, her job got on her like, you don't come in early to chat with everybody. And we were like, why the fuck would I come in early to talk to y'all off the clock? Like, girl, I barely want to talk to y'all on the clock. That's just crazy. And I don't like small talk. Get to the point. Like, I got shit to do. I have like one or two, maybe three, more, not more than a handful of coworkers I can be myself around. But other than that, cut to the point. And when I did go into the office, I didn't participate in stuff. And plus, they wanted to pay for that. Why the fuck would I want to pay for something? So one of the ladies in there was like, y'all can afford $5. How the hell you gonna tell me what's good for me and my family, bitch? How the hell you gonna tell me I can afford $5? You don't know my situation. Anyway, it was majority of POC in my um, office too, but I still hate corporate America. I just hate working, period. Going back to the grind aspect, hustle culture is corporate America's brother, for real, for real. I've worked two jobs, had side hustles, and I was burnt the flirk out. I ended up on antidepressants and I got diagnosed as mildly depressive. I no longer take those antidepressants because my depression is due to capitalism and the circumstances we live in. Like, y'all watch The Silo and they have that illness because of being underground. Y'all should watch that show, by the way. It's really good. What if everybody around here is being diagnosed with depression and anxiety and all these ailments, but really it's just because of the circumstances we live in? You know? I just want land and I want to tend to my land. I want my anxiety and stuff, that shit we feel. I want to feel that because I'm trying to survive. You know, that's why we're built like this. We're built to try to survive in nature. Just like I said in my other video, you can live a pretty decent life off the grid, solar panels, collecting rainwater. You can build you a nice house. You can have everything you want and still not depend on the government. And I no longer work those two jobs. Shit, I barely want to work the one, the full time one. Shit, I've had my own businesses before and I've been self employed and I don't even want to do that. I'm nowhere near lazy at all. I'm a hustler for sure, but I want my work to pay off and I want to be happy. At the end of the day, if I'm putting in these 40 hours, I want it to pay off. I want to be able to take vacations and have money in my bank account instead of just paying my all my bills and end up with not even 50 goddamn cents. Honestly. And hold on, let me talk about something. This is the most I've ever gotten paid. And I still feel like it's not enough. And it's not. Those people who work McDonald's jobs, they don't get paid enough. And people be like, why they need to get paid? Do, 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 do. Everybody should get paid a good wage to live. People are so wrapped up in capitalism that they're sucking off these billionaires thinking they're going to be one day. It's crazy. But let's get into the next one, surveillance and control. Luckily, I haven't had any micromanagement or micromanager, but unfortunately for Joe, he was constantly monitored. Many jobs track your performance. At my job, if you're performing under, then you get put on an assignment to do that's supposed to catch you up. And you're also supposed to still do the work that's coming in. I personally can never work under a micromanager. That's just not how I like to work. And I don't play that. If I don't like my manager, pretty sure I won't be at that job for long. Before the job market got absolutely ass, I used to be a veteran at hopping jobs. I was a true job hopper. I'll quit a job the first day and have a job the next type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how the job market used to be. The job I have now is truly the longest I've stayed at a job since my first job. And I just wish, I just wish it was better. And I know I am grateful for my job because I know people out here are looking for work because people have to pay their bills. But at the end of the day, I feel like all of us should just stop working for these multi-billionaire companies, you know? What are we truly getting out of it? all our money go back to these companies because they own all the apartment and the homes we rent, and they owning all the light companies we got to give our money to. They got stocks in the grocery stores we use, so that goes back to them. You know what I'm saying? We take that little pay. They say, oh, they gonna work for that because they got to. Anyway, if you're a victim of micromanager or corporate America, you are entitled to compensation. Comment your experiences down below. Like, really, oh my God, I'm so sorry if you heard that. My dog just knocked over a fan. Oh my goodness. But anyway, comment your experiences down below. Hold on, let me do that again. If you're a victim of micromanager, if you're a victim of a micromanager or corporate America, you are entitled to compensation. Comment your experiences down below. We should hear some commercials like that. I need compensation. We need a class action lawsuit. F that. We need to get the up and cause a revolution. I can't even say much on YouTube because I don't know what could happen, but let's be for real, y'all. Let me shut up. Let's move on to the next. The illusion of choice. Majority of people feel trapped despite the ideal of free will, especially now since the job market is trash. I cannot quit my job right now because, like I said, I'm a good job hopper. I can't find a job. Even though I did have my second job, that was retail. I was not about to quit my job and go to retail, like, when I work from home. You know what I'm saying? But employees in roles with little, the system trap employees in roles with little room to escape. In all jobs, you see older people that is dedicated decades of their life to a company. The retirement age going up, everybody has to pay bills and survive. Seriously, when is enough going to be enough, y'all? What is it going to take? They already raised rent, Lord. They already raised rent, gas, groceries. They kidnap people and children. They just blatantly disrespect us, not just people of color. That's what racism is, just a cloak to disguise what's really going on. For real. At the end of the day, I accept what racism is and what has happened, but at the end of the day, it's bigger than that. Truly, it really is bigger than that. So let's get into the next set design. The set design of the meal was pretty minimalistic. It was just a room with Joe and the meal. And I think it worked well with the theme of corporate America. It's claustrophobic, such as the cubicles. I freaking hate cubicles. And it's sterile and repetitive, just like the corporate grind. This actually reminds me of the set of Severance. For real. The rooms, the hallway, the blankness, the elevator scene is literally me when I used to go to the office, getting in the elevator, like turn into a different person when I open that door. How y'all feeling about Severance though? Definitely. Of course Mark Annie did what he did. He still is his own person at the end of the day. And he said his helly name wrong. Like, be for real, Audi Mark. But enough of Severance. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. I feel like it's very relatable to everybody in the workforce. Have you ever worked a job that felt like a prison? What are your thoughts on this movie? What are your thoughts on this movie in corporate America? That's it. That's all I have for today. Don't let those jobs drain you of your energy. Continue to create. Put more energy into yourself. Always put your mental health first. When you put yourself first, everything else will fall into place. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll chat later, y'all.